Hi, and welcome to winemastery.co.uk. My name's John Lightfoot. This is
John Murphy.
And we're here to tell you about wine, hopefully help you find the wine, if not the wines that you will absolutely love, that you will just enjoy coming home to, spending a weekend with, something that you can really look forward to, take extreme pleasure in devouring and enjoying. So...
Are we on?
You nodded off there for a while. You nodded off for a while.
Just a little.
Right. So, we have a whole batch of videos now, over 500 videos where we looked at all...
500? I didn't know that.
Oh, yeah.
Crikey.
Over 500.
Wow.
So, you should be able to find something that you will like, and hopefully we can help you, guide you through to find that particular wine that you will absolutely enjoy. In this particular episode, we're going to look at some Australian wine.
Yes, Australian, just in case you didn't get that.
Now, this wine has actually been covered by another YouTuber, John, Hillbilly Wines, lives in Kentucky. He's actually tried this. Now, John, before we tasted it, I thought we won't look at your video because it might actually just influence too much in terms of what we're looking to taste. So it'd be interesting to compare the two. I will look at it afterwards, and I'll put a link on underneath. So if anyone wants to see, we might have totally different views, which of course is totally possible.
Of course, yeah.
Yeah, because palates and what you've eaten before and where you're living can all have an impact on the wine and the way that you taste it. So,
Of course, yeah.
So we're going to try this one. You can see the bottle on John's right or your left. And 19 Crimes I understand this is a theme with these, that you can actually sort of, there's a photograph of someone, a label, and actually there's a story behind how they got deported from England or UK over to Australia for misdemeanors even.
It was misdemeanors. I like
misdemeanor. So, and it's interesting. I understand. You can go online and see all the history of the guy for that particular wine. So this one we're looking at is a Cabernet Sauvignon.
Yeah.
Is that a big wine in Australia? Or is
Cabernet Sauvignon, you can imagine. So
are they more Shirazzy?
Yeah, I suppose number one would be Shiraz, but a very close second would be Cabernet Sauvignon, I'd say. Yeah. From my experience, from what I've seen.
Okay.
That's why they grow really well. Yeah, and I hear this. You can actually get an app. No, we're talking for this particular wine where you can take a picture of the front, and then I assume it goes to a YouTube video of some kind where it tells you what that criminal did and why they reported it. Apparently,
so it gives you all the backdrop. Yeah. So an app's available.
I think so. I'm not 100%
right. I think I've heard that as well.
Okay. So should we have a go at the wine?
Let's have a go at the wine.
Let's have a go.
That's another link I've got to put on now.
Oh, is it?
Well, because I've got to find the app now.
She'll manage.
Well, it's very deep, isn't it?
It is, yeah. That looks good, doesn't it? It's got a nice, real garnet colour.
Oh, an Alf. Alf Garnet. You're too young to know.
It's fine, yeah. Way before my... I'll have to ask me dad. Right, so have we all got nose?
I'm going to look over there at him.
Oh, hi. So, on the nose... Why?
Oh.
You're supposed to have a go...
Oh, yeah.
That is...
Cherry.
Big cherry.
Would that make a difference?
With that what?
Whether they have big cherries or small?
No, I'd say that's a black cherry. But I'm saying there's also... It's strawberries in there.
Yeah, it smells... It's one of those wines that smells a little bit jammy.
Yeah, you'd be spot on, yeah. I think there's so much fruit going on in there that is a very good way to describe it. And that vanilla bit it reminds me of almost like a trifle.
Oh, really?
All the fruit and cream and
That's because we're in smaller glasses.
I have to work with them. But no, that smells right up my street.
Really?
Yes, it does. Yeah. So I'm gonna.
So would that be a typical Cabernet Sauvignon?
That's that would now. There are some people who are very skilled, can smell a wine, and we've said this before. I know exactly what it is, but I think I'd be confident smelling that. I know that's Cabernet Sauvignon. Yeah. It's very difficult to be anything else. That
I can't smell any wood at all.
No, there's no. It's hard to get past all the fruit. Anyway, I've just got the that tunes cherry. The tunes, the sweetest.
Oh yeah.
So that might be, or I might be picking up on like the eucalyptus. Oof. Whatever, it smells good. Okay, let's give it a taste.
Let's give it a go. Yes, give it a go.
Ooh. Did not disappoint.
That's like, it's quite complex. It goes through several different tastes. But actually, when I first sort of put it in my mouth, I was thinking, I don't want this one. It's going, and I was really enjoying it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's.
But I think there's so much. There is actually so much going on in that glass that it is difficult to, like you say, once you hook onto one, then you're moving on to the second one immediately. You're trying to get the second, then the third one's coming out.
Yeah.
And there's a lot going on. Really complex. Tannins nice and soft, subtle.
Yeah.
But the after flavour is coming through nice. I'm getting more cherry on the after flavour.
And again, it's a nice mouthfeel, isn't it? It's it's quite viscous and silky.
And I think that this is what I'd call a good all-rounder. You could happily have that with no food or with food.
Yeah,
I think that'll take them both.
It's bold enough to take quite a lot of dishes, isn't it?
Yeah, of course it is.
Would it be? You think? Do you think a stew would overdo this?
Yeah, I was just thinking the same thing. But yeah, that stewiness, because I'm thinking even while drinking it has a stewiness in itself. You know, that kind of richness. Definitely an enjoyable one. That.
Right, it is.
And one that you're going to come back to. It's a very good example of a Cabernet Sauvignon.
And you've very unusually for you.
Yeah.
I have to say, very unusually for you, you've not mentioned the tannins.
No, the tannins are quite pleasant. They sit there, but they're nothing. They're not too big, too small. They just fit that perfectly.
Yeah, but they're almost. I mean, because you don't really, when you're drinking this, they don't really sort of come into the picture. You don't notice them, do you?
I think because there's so much fruit and everything else going on in there that you're like, there's already too much to pick out, and then you're thinking, and then come to the tannins. I mean, they are there, but they're so well balanced.
Yeah.
Oh.
Do we know what the alcohol content of this one is?
I'm going to take a guess.
Okay.
I'll take a guess, and I'm going to say 13 and a half.
I was going to say 14.
You might be right. Oh, you are 14, spot on 14. I guess 13 because...
No, I'll tell you why you thought 13 and a half. Because there is a tolerance, I think, of 0.7%. So it probably is 13 and a half. But you just...
Have you been looking online again? Is that what you've been doing? I think because it doesn't have such a dry edge. I'm not saying it's sweet, but I thought that can be quite 14.
It's the fruitiness that makes it taste. Makes the brain think it's sweet. I think you're associating strawberries and black cherries with it.
There is lush though.
It is.
I don't
know if this has seen any wood in terms of balancing the balancing the taste, but I've not detected any in there. Certainly not like a Rioja.
I've definitely not detected any wood in there.
No. But I must try and look up and see how they make it, whether they put it into barrels or whether they just do it with stainless steel.
Well, as you say, I'm not getting much wood from that, so I think it's stainless steel. But do have a Google, John. Do have a Google.
I will have a Google
because I'd be very interested
to see if it's got wood in it.
Yeah, see if it's touched any wood. Right. Well, John, I know John, and John, I'd be interested to see what other John thinks.
Yes. So we'll have a look at that now, and just have a look at his comments, and we'll see where we come. And John, if you have a look at this, obviously, and we might even sort of have a few joint comments on each other's videos. Anyway, really enjoyed that.
Yes, it was delicious.
Fantastic, yeah. And I think it was, I got it from the co-op in the UK, the cooperative, for those of you that are not in the UK. And it was £9.50. So I think in terms of value...
We should do a score.
We should do a score. Okay.
Right, and just in terms of scoring it as a Cabernet Sauvignon, stereotypical, it's done exactly what it's supposed to do. So that's got to command close to 89. I'd say that's got to be good.
Wow.
As what it is, and even as on a personal level, I'd probably stick 88 to 89. So I think a good score of that.
I wouldn't disagree. It's very, very nice. And, for £9.50. I mean, I think you'd be struggling, some bottles you'd be charged 20, 25, maybe even 30 quid, and you probably wouldn't be getting much better than this.
No. Very impressed.
Very impressed.
Mm-hmm.
Super. Well, there's another one to try, guys. Very reasonable. Got lots of taste. Give it a go. Very worthwhile. And we should probably start. I should start logging for 2020 the ones that are our top wines, shouldn't I?
Yes.
And I guess that in terms of the whites so far, it's the Bourgogne.
Yep.
And in terms of the reds, it's definitely this so far.
Definitely taken it. Yeah.
So we'll see where at the end of 2020 which one. So we'll have to just log them as we go along.
Yep, I'm good with that.
Okay. Until next time, guys.
Chin chin.
Chin chin.